The first few turns of a Polytopia game are the most important, as the entire rest of the game builds off of them. Many Polytopia tribes have a ton of different options for their first couple of turns. Today, I'm going to show off the best opening moves for each Polytopia tribe. These opening moves will set you up for a great rest of the game, and increase your chances of winning. For the sake of simplicity, we're going to assume that these are 1v1 games on small or normal maps, each tribe is playing on its preferred map type, and that you don't whiff on finding your first village. Let's get started. Xin-Xi is up first. Start turn 0 by moving your starting warrior and then training a second one. On turns 1 and 2, just continue moving your units. Then on turn 3, research whatever economic technology will let you upgrade both of your cities. Most of the time you'll get mining, but sometimes hunting is also a fine option. Next, capture your second city. If you researched hunting, you can upgrade a city this turn for a workshop, but if you took mining instead, you can just move your other warrior and end your turn. Next up is Imperius. Because Imperius can upgrade their capital on turn 0, they are pretty straightforward. Begin by moving your starting warrior and upgrading your capital for a workshop. Next, move your starting warrior again and train a second one. On turn 2, just move both your warriors. Your starting warrior should be on a village by this point. And then on turn 3, you can move your second warrior and see what kind of resources you're working with. Finally, you can research riding, capture your second city, and upgrade it for a workshop. Imperius is a pretty versatile tribe, and this isn't the only way you can open with them. This is just my preferred method. Sometimes you may want to forego riding for hunting or farming, depending on the map type and size, and how the resources in your cities look. Next is Barter. Because Barter can also upgrade their capital on turn 0, their opening is the exact same as Imperius up until we're ready to capture our first village. Your first tech should be forestry, organization, or riding. I gotta be honest, I find myself going for riding more often than not now that lumber huts are 3 stars, but I still need to do some more thorough testing. However, if your second city has only one animal, I would still opt for forestry or organization so that it can be upgraded. The last free tribe is Oumaji, and they play far differently than the other tribes we've talked about thus far. Begin by moving your starting rider to reveal a village, then train a second rider. Next, move your first rider onto the village, and move the second one to hopefully reveal another village. On turn 2, research organization, and capture your second city. Don't forget to move your second rider. Now on turn 3, you can upgrade your capital for a workshop, and capture your third city. Next up is Kickoo. Like Barter and Imperius, they can upgrade their capital on turn 0, so they open similarly to those two. Your first tech with Kickoo should be hunting or organization. Sailing might also be an option, but I prefer hunting or organization. Next is Hoodrick. Hoodrick starts with an archer, and because archers have low defense, this is maybe the only time I recommend sending your starting unit away from the center of the map and towards some corner resources. Meanwhile, train a warrior. Next, just move units until you're ready to capture your first village on turn 3. The first tech you research should pretty much always be hunting. Grab that and upgrade your capital for a workshop. Okay, this next one is an absolute doozy. Luxidoor. They start with an upgraded capital, which means there's about 1 million different possibilities and ways to open with them. Some people train warriors on turn 0 and turn 1, some people just move their warrior on turn 0 and then by riding in a rider on turn 1, then another on turn 2. I prefer the 3 warrior opening just cause it's a bit more conventional, but you can experiment and see what you prefer. Your first tech should be hunting or organization, whatever lets you upgrade more cities. Vengir is nice and simple. The only thing you need to do is train a warrior on turn 0, not a swordsman. It's not worth it. Do not fall into that trap, please. Next, just move units and explore like you would with Xin-Xi. On turn 3, research whatever will allow you to upgrade your capital and your second city, usually hunting or organization. If you have a lot of mountains, you can technically consider climbing and mining. If you decide to do this, delay capturing the village for a turn, then take climbing and mining on turn 4. If you go for this opening though, you better know what you're doing. Like Xin-Xi, it's quite slow, but once you get rolling, you can really start to snowball into a huge economy, with mines and forges. Zebasi can upgrade their capital on turn 0. You should know the drill at this point. Upgrade your capital on turn 0 for a workshop, move units, research organization, hunting, or riding on turn 3, and capture your second city. Alright, IMO is a little tricky. Let's do it. Start out by moving your starting warrior and training a second one. By turn 3, you should be ready to capture your first village. Because you start with the meditation tech, you can purchase philosophy right away, which gives you a huge 33% discount on all future technology. Even after capturing your second city, Tier 1 techs like hunting and organization will still only cost 4 stars. Of course, if you decide to take philosophy, you'll be delaying your city upgrades until turn 5. You're trading a slower start for late game versatility, which is worth it a lot of the time. You just need to be careful if you're playing against a really aggressive tribe like Cymanti. you might have a little bit of trouble. Of course, you could forego philosophy for an earlier city upgrade using hunting or organization. I like to go for the philosophy route personally, but the choice is yours. Next is Quetzali. Pretty straightforward, move your defender and train a warrior on turn 0, keep exploring until you're ready to capture a village on turn 3, then take either hunting or organization, whichever nets you more upgrades. Then go to town on upgrades with their huge resource rates. The last normal tribe is Yadakk, and they're pretty interesting. Their opening really got messed up now that roads are 3 stars instead of 2. I think the right opening is to still build a road on turn 0, move your warrior a tile further, and then train a second warrior. By turn 2 you're ready to capture your first village, go ahead and do so. Your tier 1 tech will cost 1 star more, but you'll make 1 star more per turn, so it's an even trade-off. Keep exploring on turn 3, and then by turn 4 you can research organization and upgrade one of your cities. Now if you get perfect village density, you can actually upgrade your capital with Yadakk just using 3 roads, because if you get 2 city connections, your capital will upgrade, so you can delay organization a little bit, if you get lucky. Alright, now on to the special tribes. First up is Aquarion. With the naval update, Aquarion now starts with riding in a rider. Assuming we're on an archipelago map, I like to train a second rider on turn 0. Before capturing your second village on turn 2, research either organization or fishing, then on turn 3, you can get your first city upgrade. Elyrion is another one of those weird tribes that has a bunch of different openings. Here's the one I use. On turn 0, start out by moving your warrior onto a polytower that points towards the center of the map, and then enchant the polytower to push your warrior an extra tile. Then you can enchant another polytower to explore on turn 0. On turn 2, you're ready to capture your first village, but depending on what tech you get, you may want to wait a turn. If you want forestry, wait a turn so that you can get the tech and capture the village on turn 3. This will save you 1 star. If none of your polytars are facing very nice directions, you can always forego pushing your warrior with a polytar. Instead, just move the warrior normally and enchant both polytars. Polaris is an absolute menace on Archipelago. Start turn 0 by moving your Mooney 2 tiles and training a warrior. On turn 2, you don't even need to worry about any technology, just capture the village. Now on turn 3, you can build an outpost in your capital and in your second city. Make sure they link together. You'll get 2 city upgrades, take workshop for each of those. This will set you up for a nice game. Finally, Cymanti. On turn 0, move your shaman and harvest some fungi. At the start of turn 1, your capital will upgrade. Take the workshop reward, then train a warrior and boost it with your shaman. If you're lucky, you'll be moving on to 2 villages by turn 3. Your first tech should be hunting or organization to help boost your economy. I do need to clarify something. I know that the title of this video says the best openings for each tribe. However, the best opening is going to depend on a ton of different variables. And for some tribes, the best opening can be quite subjective. That's why I give a few different initial technology options you can choose from. If you guys would like me to make a specific video that teaches you how to pick and choose the right technology, let me know in the comment section down below, and I can definitely make that happen. And there you have it, that is all the best opening moves for each tribe in Polytopia. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, be sure to hit the like button down below, and subscribe for more educational Polytopia videos. If you're looking for another video to watch, check out this video where I show off 7 hidden Polytopia features that most players don't know about. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a spectacular day.